Sciatic nerve pain is unfortunately really common, so let's look at 7 yoga postures that can help relieve pain associated with your sciatic nerve. Hey yogis, welcome to Honeybee Yoga Studio, where I post yoga classes as well as talk about yoga knowledge just like this video. So if that sounds like your thing, please subscribe below by hitting the red button and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Today, let's talk about the sciatic nerve, what it is, and how we can use yoga to help relieve pain associated with our sciatic nerve. The sciatic nerve is the largest nerve in the human body, and it runs from your lower back all the way down both of your legs. It begins in several nerve roots from the base of your spinal cord, and it then spreads through your sacrum, merging to form the main body of the sciatic nerve. It then passes between layers of muscle through your bum, your hamstrings, down the back of your legs, and all the way through the outer edge of each of your legs to your feet. When something puts pressure or injures your sciatic nerve, the pain can radiate through your hips, through your low spine, through your bum, through your hamstrings, all the way down to your feet, wherever that nerve is running. That pain can build up over years, or it can appear almost out of nowhere. Now let's remember, I am not a doctor, not even close. I cannot, and you cannot, diagnose the type of sciatic nerve pain that you have. So yoga is great for dealing with mild sciatic nerve pain, but if you do have really severe or ongoing sciatic nerve pain, you must see a doctor to be able to diagnose the root cause of your sciatic nerve pain. If it's a herniated disc, if you've pulled something, only your doctor can determine exactly the cause of your sciatic nerve pain and ensure that you're giving yourself the best treatment. So how can yoga help with sciatic nerve pain? Well, yoga can help with pretty much anything in my opinion, but in your back, yoga can help align, lengthen, and strengthen your low spine. This can help alleviate pain that you're having because of your sciatic nerve, and it can also help prevent injuries in the future. The big thing is you really have to listen to your body. The 7 poses that I'm going to show you, you'll see that I have a handful of variations of each pose, and I really recommend taking your time. Start at the beginning, the easiest level of the stretch, see how that feels, and then decide if you want to take it up a notch. Only you can feel what your body is feeling, so please honor that and go slow, go steady, and listen to what your body says. You'll see that I'm using several props to help support my body. I'd recommend grabbing a chair, maybe a strap, some pillows, a block, or a thick book, anything around the house to help support your body as we move through these postures. So let's jump in. For our first posture, reclined hand to toe, let's grab a strap that we can use. We'll lie on our spines, bring a bend to our knees, soles of the feet in the floor, and we'll begin to lengthen one of our legs towards the ceiling. Let's grab that strap and we can loop it around the ball of our foot. And let's enjoy some lengthening through that extended leg. You can keep the opposite leg with the knee bent, or you can lengthen it long into the earth, whatever feels good for you. If you'd like to invite a gentle twist into this posture, you can open that leg to one side and bring your gaze away from that leg. Again, we are listening to our bodies here to see what feels good, what doesn't, and honoring that. Our second posture, we'll start with a chair. We're going to stand next to the wall and step the foot up that's closest to the wall, hip to the wall. And we're going to gently start to twist our torso to face the wall. So we're moving slow and steady. Maybe our hands come to the wall for some support, and we're just gently twisting towards the wall into that supported knee. We're going to take it to the next level by sitting on the floor. We're going to hug that knee into our chest, and we'll begin to cross it over our opposite leg. You can see here that I'm supporting my ankle, I'm supporting that knee, and taking a gentle turn to the side to invite that twist. Maybe we would like to take that foot and place it on the floor, deepening that stretch to the one side. And again, we can shift our shoulders, our torso to twist away from us. Our hand can support behind our hips and ensure that we have a nice long spine. From here, if you'd like, you can take that long leg and bend it to come beneath you. This is kind of the ultimate twist here, so being careful and mindful of what our body feels like, twisting to one side. I'm going to quickly go through the opposite side just for a good visual so you can see what that looks like. And again, we're moving slow, we're moving steady, we're listening to our body. And never hesitate to hang out somewhere extra long if it feels really good for you. Remember, there is no time limit to these stretches. We're doing what feels great for us. So here I am in that peak posture, that really deep twist. We're going to start our pigeon variations by using a chair, our trusty chair, and we're going to start by bending into one of our knees and picking the outside of that foot and resting it on the chair. And while we're hanging out here, we can use our hand to support us. Maybe we fold forward if that feels good. And we're just inviting a stretch through the outside of that leg that is bent, through that thigh. Remember how that sciatic nerve travels all the way from our buttocks through our outer thigh. So that is what we are targeting here. We're going to move into a different standing version of our pigeon. You can see I've crossed my leg this time over my opposite leg, and I can feel a much deeper stretch here. We're going to move the chair away from our practice area, and we're going to come into our reclined posture. So our spine's on the earth, we have bent knees, and we're going to invite that pigeon posture while we're here. So nice and gentle, our knee is bending, that foot is coming back to rest on our thigh. This should be a pretty familiar shape by now. We can keep that foot on the floor, or you can see here I'm pulling my legs into my belly and hugging my hand around the back of my thigh. I'm listening to what my body is telling me and only hanging out as long as feels good for me. The final progression of our pigeon pose is, of course, our full pigeon pose. Starting from plank, we step our leg forward, bending at the knee. Our opposite leg is long behind us. Our weight is on the outside of that bent leg's shin. And we can slowly melt forward if that feels good for us. That leg that's bent, that hip is staying away from the earth. We aren't sinking forward. You'll see here on the opposite side, my left hip does stay lifted away from the earth. I'm not kind of wobbling to the left side. We don't want to do any harm. In our Sphinx pose, I'm gonna grab my bolster. You can grab a cushion or a pillow just for a little extra support. I'll show you to make it a bit more passive in this posture. From our bellies, we're going to walk those fingertips forward until our elbows come under our shoulders. And we're gonna lift our chest into this very gentle version of Sphinx. Let's hang out here and maybe take a peek over one shoulder towards your heel and then over the opposite, just to invite a little bit of a very small twist through your spine. If we want a deeper back bend, we can start to lengthen our arms, maybe bring our gaze up towards the ceiling. And if we want it to be a bit more passive, let's shimmy that pillow or that cushion just underneath our rib cage, kind of near our sternum, and we'll allow that support to keep our chest lifted without having to engage too many muscles. So again, doing whatever version feels fantastic for you. Our lunge variations are going to be demonstrated with my back knee lifted, but you're of course welcome to lower that back knee, have a bit lower of a lunge and a bit more supported, a bit more balanced. So I'm stepping one foot far behind me, pressing into my toes and keeping my hands on the earth. I can feel a generous stretch through my hamstring, through the back of that left leg, and through my low spine. If it's for you, you could lift your fingertips tall, maybe invite a gentle back bend. Again, everyone's pain may feel different or come from a different source, so just finding what feels good for you and what relief comes. I'm going to bring my block closer to that front foot, and I'm going to start to lift opposite arms up to the sky. Oliver, of course, has to come say hi because the video is always all about him. Hey, Oliver. And I'm going to rotate to the opposite side. And you can see as my fingertips stretch away, you can see that rotation through my spine and that gentle lengthening through my spine. Our downwards facing dog, we're actually going to start on our knees and take a modified downwards facing dog just to see how that feels through our shoulders, our hips, and our low spine. So we'll walk those fingertips a little bit further away than they may naturally fall in our tabletop, and then feel all of that length come through our spine. If we'd like to come into our full version of downwards facing dog, we'll lift those knees off of the earth. We'll keep a generous bend through our knees as our hips reach behind us, almost like we have a string at the very base of our tailbone and it's stretching to the wall behind us. This is very good for opening up through our hamstrings, the backs of our legs, and releasing through our upper spine. Our final posture, I'm going to use my bolster for some support. This of course isn't required. You can forego the support or use a cushion or a pillow. We're gonna bring our knees wide to the opposite edges of the bolster. My big toes will kiss. I'll feel my hips close to my heels, and as I sink forward, my hips stay heavy behind me as my chest, my chin all melt into the bolster. My fingertips are going to walk away from me, and I'm going to allow one of my cheeks to rest. That's it, yogis. I hope you have enjoyed what I've shared. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, maybe on something else you'd like to learn. I would love to hear from you. And again, if you aren't a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing everyone next time. Take care.